Hello, everyone. I'm Nathaniel Freeman, and this is Freeman's Money. And today, we're going to be talking about the rich versus the poor again. So let's dive right into it. This one doesn't have any financial advice, but you guys know that I'm not a financial advisor. So let's just get into it. This one is about reading books. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like this, like financial channel. It's like, well, reading is really important to the um, people who are developing wealth or people that are maintaining wealth because they want to learn. They want to develop new skills. They want to hear different people's opinions. They want to grow their knowledge. Now, you could argue which books are better. Like, we're not just going with a blank slate, just read all books out there. They usually read stuff that's educational or mind opening or philosophical. So they're educating themselves about something they don't know. They're opening their mind to new ideas. And you could say philosophical is still this expanding their ideas on two different horizons. So let's dive right into my personal experience before, well, reading books in general, okay? So I never really read any books. I had one book I had read in my life before 2018-ish, probably 2017. I don't have the exact date. But the book I originally read was Sun Tzu's Art of War, which is a great book. I'm not discounting that book at all. It's fantastic. But in 2018, I decided to really pull my life together and I was going to start reading and developing because what I was doing before that is when I wanted to learn something, I'd YouTube it or I'd Google it and stuff like that. But I realized that I was just taking the interpretations of other people of what they had read from here. And I was tired of hearing their interpretations and I wanted to get to the source. Because I had learned that, well, we've all played the telephone game, right? So, well, the way the telephone game works is one guy comes up with a story and he tells it to his friend. And then his friend tells it to his another friend, and then it goes on and on and on. But when you get like 4 or 5 places down the line, the story's changed. Because everybody changes a bit, they make mistakes, they twist it a little bit. And it's not entirely their fault. Some people do it on purpose, other people don't. But it's twisted, it changes. So I was tired of getting those third full set. And you don't know if they've actually read the book. That's the other thing. They could just be listen to a 15-minute video and now they're doing a 10-minute video just condensing that information. So I decided I wanted to go straight to the source and I was going to start reading these books myself. Now, I had chronic migraines and dyslexia at that time. Turns out my chronic migraines were caused because I wasn't wearing glasses and I didn't know I needed glasses at that time. And dyslexia, it just slows down your reading. So I was very, very slow, and I still am very slow compared to most people. But I try to read a book. Well, I've got 3 books I'm reading right now, and I've read probably upwards of 20 or 30 books now. But I'm not a fast reader by any means. But when I really started reading books, it changed my perspective on so many things. Like, I can't even fathom. Well, let me tell you this. My life, if I never started reading books in 2018, I wouldn't have the job I have now. I wouldn't be going into the career I have now. I wouldn't be developing wealth I am, and I'm doing. I wouldn't be doing this YouTube channel. I wouldn't have this house. My life will probably be roughly the same as what it was 2 years ago. But when I started reading books, I realized, like, wow, I can do this. And like, when I started reading on things that I was interested in. So the first book I read was the Gulag Archipelago. I just read volume 1 of that book, and geez, that was a knockout of a book. But I was like, okay, I seem to like history. So I decided to read a little bit about this person in history. Like, I found people that I enjoyed thinking about in history, and I decided to read about their lives. And I started reading, I developed a chess set, which maybe I'll put a photo of this. Well, I'll put a photo on my Instagram if you want to see it. But, well, there already is, but I'll put another one on my own business page. But I started reading about a character and then I would code that character on the chess set. Anyways, getting beside the point. I started reading about history and then I started reading about finances and I started like it started to spiral me upwards because I wasn't very good at reading. I'm still not very good at reading, but I can read. So I just started reading more and I got quicker and I got faster and I was so now I'm still read every day, but my life has changed so dramatically since then. And that's something that people who are developing wealth, people who developed wealth and have it, they all say read books, loan, spend time, sit down with a book and read. And like, it's not wrong to read science fiction, fantasy, all that stuff too, but you should mix in some educational ones where you're learning about stuff that might drive you nuts and boredom. Because I've got a lot of financial books that are just, oh, it's dry, but the information's so good, but it's just, you're reading about finances. And I like that stuff. And sometimes I'm like, even like, oh God, when is the next chapter coming? Because this part is just, oh, it's boring. But take the time, dedicate it. It pays off exponentially. I could not have fathomed that my life would be like this in 2 years if I didn't start reading and developing that path. Even while I was reading, I was like, well, I'm learning a bunch, but it's like, I don't know where this is going to take me. It will change your life in ways you don't even know. And if you don't like reading, I'm with you. I didn't like reading either. But do it, stick to it. I promise you, your life will change in ways you had never imagined, and you'll always look back and be like, I'm happy I started reading. A lot of wealthy people recommend reading a book a week. I'm not at that point. I can't read that quickly, and I don't have the time to read that many books. But I do make sure and I read every day, and I try to knock out a chapter a day. Um, and I'm reading multiple books right now, so that's like 2 or 3 chapters a day, and I just go across. I usually read 2 financial books and then 1 history book or something that I find enjoyment in. So it's like, okay, read the 2 and then read the other one. But that's my recommendation. Uh, Obviously, the poor, or the when we're doing our comparisons, poor people don't seem to do that. They watch YouTube videos and play video games or do whatever makes them happy instead of sitting down and learning about new skills. And I'll leave you at that. If you like the video, smash the likes button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next week. See ya.